Okay, hi everyone, I'm back. That took a long time because I got wrapped up in all the little photo paper things I was doing and I made a lot of prints. I'm not sure if anything's gonna come of it, but if it does, you will find a link under this video and it will direct you to Google Drive where you can download prints for free. And anyone else that hasn't ever downloaded anything, go there and you can find all the prints I've given away in the last, I don't know, almost a year, I guess. So feel free to download anything you want. They're for personal use. You can't sell them. No, sorry, that's not allowed. Now, I've mixed up some colors here. It's all Liquitex Basics, as you can see. And I saved one color to show you how I mix it, because I know a lot of people are interested in that. And I'll show you something that maybe you've encountered before and thought, well, let's throw it away because it doesn't work. And that's what I'm going to show you in a minute. First, I want to show you the canvas. This is the canvas. I still get people asking me, do you gesso your canvases? When you get your canvas, if you look at it, you'll see that the front side is white. And if you turn it around, you'll see that this side is like when it's made, the canvas is made, it's sort of a creamy color. If you see this, then you know your canvas is already gessoed and you don't need to gesso it. So here is the bare canvas, as you can see, and this is the front. And that shows that it is already gessoed, and that's how I get my canvases, so I don't have to gesso. If you want to be totally, in check with everything, if you do a pour on a piece of, like say MDF or a piece of wood, then you can, just gesso that before you pour on it. It'll help to bind the paint to the object. I've done before. I've done a paper mache one. I'll show you that one. This one's still ready for me to do something to it. I'm going to do some pinks on this one. But this is how you get your paper mache stuff. And I didn't gesso it. I just poured straight over it. And that works just fine, as you can see. So this is how you get it in the shop. This is what it looks like after you poured all over it. As you can see, this is the bottom. Yeah, a little bit ugly here and there, but you set it down like this. I put a little glitter on the back, as you can see here, just on the middle of the back and on the little feet, and that makes it just pop a little bit more. And what you can do, you can hang it on your wall, or you can just set it like that on a table. It's a beautiful piece. I had it with me to Frankfurt, to the Messe. A lot of people looked at it, thought it was really cute. So if you're pouring with children, I'm pretty sure they'd love to pour something like this. And it's really easy. And they'll have a lot of fun. And they can use their own special colors. And then what I do, I'd make, something big out of it. I'd take them to the art store to pick out their own colors. Then I'd let them pick out the glitter they want to put on it and make it, just one big thing. That they did that all by themselves, chose the colors, chose the glitter, poured it, put on the glitter, and then, you can put a little varnish on top. And I'm pretty sure you'd have, like a whole afternoon full of fun doing one of these. Now, what they also have with the paper mache, they have these big letters, like capital letters, and some people like that. So say your child's name is, I don't know, Thomas. You get a big T, and they pick out their own colors. They pour the big T, and then they can put it in their bedrooms. So that's a lot of fun also. Yeah, this is sort of a little, recap of everything I'm doing, because I realize sometimes I get new people, and then, I just sort of think that they've went back and watched all the videos, but sometimes they don't take the time to do that, and then I get all the questions, so I thought I'd do one more with all the questions. Now, the paint. When I put it in here, See that? This is tube paint. So like I told you this week, when I use tube paint, I use the very thin, this pouring medium, the old formula. And I just put some in. It's not important. It's not a baking a cake kind of thing. And you just start stirring it up. And this is where it gets gooky. Now, if you look at it, can you see all the gooky pieces? Now, some people will stop right here and think, oh, that has gone totally, it's not good. But what you do, you just keep on stirring slowly. I'm doing it a little fast, but you could do it slower. And if you do stir enough, go through the middle and go along the sides, and there you have it, and it's nice and smooth again. Now, I put in the pouring medium, and I use this, the polymer medium. And I do that because I want as less possible tiny bit of water, because, you know, we don't want to break up those binders. So in the end, I add the little bit of water. And as you can see now, it turns all gooky again. But don't worry, because that's how it's supposed to look. Just go around the edges, right down the middle, and fold it over like you do when you bake a cake. And if you stir enough, as you can see right now, it is totally smooth. See that? You just have to keep at it. Don't be afraid that it goes gooky, because if you stir enough, it'll go right smooth again in the end. And there you have it. And you hold up your stick and let it stream off, and it has to stream off like honey. So maybe you have to add a couple of drops of water extra, but I'm talking drops at the end, not too much. That's why a good little squish bottle, that really helps, because you only want a couple of drops extra water in there. And let's see, now it is exactly like I want it. Now, there's no silicone in the colors, so we're going to add the silicone. In the half cups, I'm just going to do 1 or 2. Not too much. But I am going to put it in all colors. And in the white, I put in a little bit more because there's a lot of white in the cup. That's about 100 milliliters of paint. So I put a little bit more in there. Now we give it a little stir so the silicone is through the paint, and make sure to get the sides like I told you guys. Oops, almost spilled it out there. Oh yeah, I spilled it out. So we stir the silicone in, and then we're almost, oh, this one did get a little thicker. And this is a good thing. Just before you start pouring, you gotta see if your paint is still the good consistency, because you don't want it too thick or too thin. Well, it'll thicken up more than it'll get thinner. So that's a little on the thick side. And I'm talking a couple of drops of water. Remember, not too much, or your paint will go too thin. And then we'll get the ziggy-zaggy stuff. We don't want that. Okay, we got all the silicone in. Now we have all our cups. Let me get rid of this little bit of paint. That's it. Now I'm going to do the 30 by 30. This is it. I got all my colors. All I need is a bigger cup to put all the colors in. And this time I want to make sure that I can cover my whole canvas with what I put in the cups. So as always, I start with white. And I get a lot of questions, why do you start with white? Because it's the most dense color, so it's very heavy. And if it comes out last, it'll go through the other colors, so that's why I do that. And a little bit of my favorite color, the turquoise. I want to save a little bit because maybe to add if the pattern I get is not that pretty. I'm hoping I have enough. There we go. The light green. I might even add another brand just to see what happens. You know, I like experimenting, so why not? We're going to add this because otherwise I'm going to throw it away and don't want to throw anything away. So that's that one. And I still have a little bit of green. There's that one. And I'm going to top it off with a little bit of white. Put that right on the top, not from up high, but really low, so it'll stay on the top, as you can see. Then I'm going to do some from up high, which is going to go through all the layers. That's it. Now we have enough. And what you can do is put the cup, hold your hand, put the cup right there, and that way you can just flip it over. And you don't have to put the canvas on top. So you hold your hand, put the cup in your hand, and just flip it. That's it. Let me get you in there. So we're gonna pour it out. And another thing that you have to take care of is that you don't pull up the cup above your pour, because that way you get all the drips in the middle, and you don't want that because that's kind of ugly. Now I'm going to do straight away, I'm going to take my comb and comb right through it because I didn't like that divide thing. And I'm going to let it come over this side a little here. Then I'm going to let it come down here. And right down here. And I really like what's going on. As you can see, the comb made a beautiful, beautiful pattern. And right now I'm helping it to keep it on the canvas here. That's it. It's over the side. Ooh, a little bit over here. I gotta fix that. But I'm gonna torch it straight away. So I'm gonna clean my hand. Always have a piece of cloth handy. And I want a pellet knife. So I'm gonna scoop up some of this color that is the same. Put it up here. And let it come down the side. Now my torch. And I'm holding it up really high because I want it to slowly warm up that paint so as to get some really nice cells. And down here. And a little up here. But I don't want everything covered in cells, so I'm going to be careful. That's about it. Now this, just like it is really pretty. I really like the colors. Not all the pinks came out, but that's okay. Sometimes that's what happens. But I am going to manipulate it with the combs because I really was looking forward to that, and that's what's going to happen. Now, I think I'll do a little bit of white. Just a little here. And then I'm going to pull my comb through it. That is pretty, isn't it? Wow. That is really pretty. And I'm going to come back in with my torch. That is really, really pretty. Wow. I didn't expect that. Okay, that is really nice. I'm going to turn it a little bit because I want the same thing coming up here. That is awesome. Wow. I am really happy with that. So I'm going to put another little band of white down there. And take my comb, clean it off a little bit. and do exactly the same. Get my torch. Okay, that is really pretty. I love that. I think I would hang it like this, but this is really awesome. I love it. Love those colors. The colors that were underneath came to the top. And now I just want to keep on doing this, but see, this is where the part gets difficult, because now you have choices, you know. Do you want to do another one? Do you want to do some here? Do you want to do some up here? But I think I'll just leave it like this because I think it has a nice flow to it. This coming down here with all these cells popping, then the comb thing here the cells are popping. It has a nice flow to it, and I think that's about it. Although my hands are itching to do some more to it. Like up here, you know, if I had one of those magical purple darts that Rick has, I would have done that. Maybe Rick has to send me one. You know, he has these magical potions darts that do kind of do anything he wants them to do. Let me fix the corner. Okay, let me swipe the bottom. I still have a little exposed canvas over here. So what I do is I just pull it down, as you can see. Scoop up a little of the same color and just pull it down. That's cool. This I'm gonna, oh, that is so beautiful. Yeah, you can see it. If you're watching on a phone, I'm sure you won't see it because it'll be too small, but and pulling it down a little here because then I need some green. Little bit of green here. Yep. That's all covered. Then I have one more little bit here that I see is not covered. Now it's ready. And I see one little spot where it's not down to the canvas, but just to make sure, I'm going to give it one little drip of paint. That'll smooth out nicely and you won't see anything. And on the other hand, on the side, it'll give a nice little cell structure on the side, which I kind of like. Just make it that it's incorporated in the pour, and that is really pretty. Whoops, here's another little bit of canvas exposed. And this is absolutely no problem at all if you just, you know, give it a tiny, tiny little drip of paint where you can see the canvas. It's absolutely no problem at all. And the best thing is to wait for about 10 minutes when you do this, because then it'll really just stay on there. And when it's dry, there's absolutely no way you're going to see that you've done that. But here everything is covered. There are some dents from the silicone, but we don't mind because that sort of adds to the beauty of the pour. Now I'd love to take you down and give you a close-up, but that's not going to happen because then I'll lose my audio. So let me try this. Look at that, how pretty that is. Let me get you in focus again. There you go. Nice big cells, right? That is beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna get some paper for the table and I'll put it away. And to tell you the truth, I really needed a pour like this because I was, you know, I was a little bit done with all the experimenting. So getting one of these is kind of nice. Gives your ego a boost, right? That is pretty, isn't it? I love it. Okay, now we have some of this paint here on the table, and what I wanted to do is get a little cup. I'm going to scoop it up. Ooh, this is a little bit small to scoop, but we'll see what happens. Scoop some of these colors up. That's about more than enough. Then I'm going to give it another little bit of normal paint and a little bit of blue. That's it. And a little bit of pink. You're going to get 2 pours in one. And we don't mind how long this video is because there's a fast forward right under your screen. Okay, got to make some white. Because I had a lot of questions about the push and pull. So that's what I'm going to do right now. The pouring medium. And we're going to mix it all up. And a little bit of that polymer medium. Going to mix it all up. And as you can see, going all gooky. But just keep on stirring and you'll see that it'll smooth out in no time. A little bit of water because I think it's a little thick. Now let's see. Yeah, still too thick. Fold it over a little and right down the middle, along the sides. Still a little on the thick side. Should have put a little bit more pouring medium in there. Here we go. That feels better. Because I want a really a sort of thin, but not too thin, of course, white, because I'm going to do a push and a pull. Because a lot of people said, you know, it doesn't matter what I try, it's not working. So I'm going to give you one rundown on the push and the pull. That's perfect. Now, this has silicone in it. This one doesn't have silicone in it. Now I'm going to take a tiny little canvas and I'm going to show you how I do it. So you take your background color and you pour it over your canvas. And you spread it out, and the best you can do is make sure the sides are already done so you don't have to do anything later when you get a really beautiful pour. So put a little bit more on it. There you go. And make sure it goes over the sides. And you can do that with your finger. Doesn't matter what you do it with. You can do it with a brush. I like doing it with my finger. There you go. Letting it run down a little. And while you're letting it run down, you will see that you'll determine if the paint is thin enough, because as you can see, it pretty much flattens out. There are a few little air bubbles in there. And what you can do is, let me fill my torch. What you can do is just run your torch over it, but really just a little bit, just to pop those little bubbles. That's it. No more than that. You don't want to do more than, you know, because you don't want that skin on top. Okay, now we get, the torch is a chef's torch, as you can see, just a normal chef's torch that you use with creme brulee. You have them in really tiny sizes. They don't really work that well. I kind of like this size best. This one really works well. And I've had it a long time, as you can see how dirty it is. Sometimes this gets stuck, but if you hit it against the wall or something, it'll come loose. Okay, now I'm gonna put my little cup of paint. I'm gonna just turn it around like that. Leave it there. Then I'm gonna give the back of the, where I'm gonna push, I'm gonna give it a little bit more paint as you saw me do. Then I'm gonna tilt it because you're gonna let gravity do its thing. So I'm pushing it up and pulling it down. And then you level it out and tilt the other way. There you go. Now it's all totally under there. See? Yes, it's a little messy, but guys, that's what we like. Look at that. That was a perfect push and pull. Here we go. Get you really in there. There it is. That was a perfect push and pull. How beautiful was that? I am tickled pink. Yes, I am. Because we used a lot of drip off. And we put in a couple of colors just, you know, to bring out the intensity of some of the colors. That was the pink and the blue. Let me get you in real close. You can really see it. See that? That was it. I'm going to put this one next to the other. So a little recap. What you do is you put the background color. Wait a minute, let me get you in focus here. You put the background color on your canvas, and you could go bigger because then you use one of these. So you put your background color down. You make sure all the sides are done. Everything's nice and smooth. You take whatever cup you're going to use. This one I used because I had a tiny canvas. This was 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. So you take your little cup or a bigger one if you're going like 40 by 40. And what you do is you flip your cup with colors on top of your background color. Then you pour the background color behind your cup, the way you're going to push. If you're going to push up, you put this on the back of your cup. Then you tilt your canvas because you want the gravity to help you, and you push up and you pull down. And when you pull down, you lift that cup just a tiny, tiny little bit to release that paint. Then it'll come down, but you have to watch out because you can't let it all run down because then you'll lose all your colors. So the minute you have a tilted canvas, the minute you push up and you pull down, you put your canvas flat. And you tilt it the other way so that all that color can come back. And that's all there is to it. Okay, I think I've had a really good day today because a lot of things that really worked out. Maybe I can still use a little of this to do some, oh, it's so slippery. To do some squishy, squashy. Nah, that's too much. But I'm pretty happy about today. Got a lot of nice stuff happening. That's kind of cute. Got a lot of nice squishes for the jewelry that I never get time to do. Yes, I heard you. I heard people saying, oh, you do all these squishes for jewelry, but you never do jewelry. What's up with that? You're right, because I never have time to make anything out of it. But we'll just keep that stuff. Let's run this down and then a little bit more of the green. See what happens here. It's always fun to just, you know, at the end, just do some squashing, whatever you want to do. That was a little bit too thick. Because you never know what you get, guys. I don't even know what I get. When I do something like this, It's sort of just like playing with the paint. I'm gonna throw it away anyway, so why not just do something to it, right? And that way you just might learn some new techniques. Like this with the comb, it's sort of like testing what it would do on a canvas if I did this. It's nice. It is kind of pretty. We're going to keep this anyway. We're going to let it dry. I'm going to let it come down a little. Spread it here and there. And we'll see what happens with it. When it's dry, I like this bit here. Has nice intense colors. Okay, one more before I just clean everything up here. Let's do there was someone that said, why don't you just press your paper in the paint? Well, I'll show you why I don't do that. Let me put it all down here. Okay, we'll press it down here. That's why I don't do it, because that is not appealing at all. It is totally but ugly. Maybe a few little pieces. Let's see. Why isn't it going? Now that's, you know, this is just yucky, right? That's why I don't do that from the table. Well, I'm sure some people are gonna like a little bit of it, but that's about it. Okay, one more and then we're going. Oh, that was already done. Okay, let's do one more with last out of the cup. Let's do one big squish. Yeah, we can do that. Because this is the last video, guys, and then you'll have to be missing me until next weekend. And I hope I'm feeling much better, because I really am fed up with this. I started taking zinc, like someone said. Started last night, and I have to take one when I finish this one. But I'm so fed up with this, because I have no energy. And I'm sure it sounds like I have tons of energy, but I really don't. When I finish this, I'm gonna upload the stuff. And as you saw yesterday, I'm not going to be doing the comments. Oh, there's another thing, guys. You know, when you do the comments and you just say, oh, beautiful and all that kind of stuff, that's cool, because all I have to do is, you know, I do read every single comment. Really, I promise. Every single one I read. But then all I have to do is say thank you or something like that. But then when there are questions... Ooh, wait a minute, this is gonna be pretty. Ooh, that is pretty. That is really pretty, isn't it? I'm loving those colors. Beautiful. Okay, but then when there are questions, and I've got a lot of people that have been watching my videos from the get-go, so if you see something and you can answer, please be my guest and answer the questions if you want to, and of course not if you don't want to. But if you want to, please be my guest, and I will be eternally grateful, because then I can just skip over those comments, and that'll save me so much time, because Usually when I do these videos, the follow-up is about, well, longer than it is that I make these videos, like 2 or 3 times longer. I don't like this one though. Don't know why that is. They're almost the same, and the one I like and the other one I don't. So be my guest if you want to answer the questions, if you can. That'd be really nice and cool, and I'd love you forever if you do. Nah, I'm not loving this one either. Nah. Nah. But it's colorful, and maybe some pieces, well, this a little bit there, this a little bit. I'll keep it anyway. These things I never throw away because I just let them dry and see what happens. Okay, guys, this was it for this weekend. Yeah, totally covered in paint. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Love you all to pieces, of course. Liebe euch alle, and I will be back next weekend. So thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the best wishes for my health. That is really kind of you all, guys. I really appreciate it. Sometimes I don't say that enough, but I really appreciate you guys wishing me well. So thanks all, and I'll see you in the next video. Love you. Bye-bye.